We are just about to listen to a wonderful presentation by Erin Gilmer and Zahra Mirzaei. And the title of this presentation is A Lifeline for Learning, Advancing Afghan Midwifery Through Online Education. So I just want to read the profiles of Erin and Zahra. Erin is a certified nurse midwife and public health professional working in Kabul, Afghanistan. She earned her Master of Science in Nursing from Seattle University in 2018 and her Master of Public Health from Yale University in 2023. As a 2023-2024 Gruber Fellow in Global Justice and Women's Health Rights through Yale Law School, she has collaborated with the American College of Nurse Midwives on capacity building with maternal and newborn healthcare providers in Afghanistan. Currently, Erin is supporting the launch of the Kabul Online Medical University in Exile, KOMU-E, and it's an innovative online midwifery education program for female students in Afghanistan who have been banned from midwifery education. This initiative aims to preserve academic continuity for Afghan midwifery students, sustain their engagement with the midwifery profession, and provide a critical lifeline for their education and well-being. Erin also supports efforts to increase psychosocial support for Afghan midwives and midwifery students. She speaks English, Spanish, and Dari. I would also like to proceed and introduce Zahra Mirzaei. She is a maternal and newborn health specialist, midwife, and public health advocate with extensive experience spanning over 18 years across clinical, academic, and technical leadership roles. Originally trained in Afghanistan and currently based in the USA, Zahra has led pioneering efforts in midwifery education, health system strengthening, and policy advocacy at both national and international levels. Her career has spanned roles with JPIGO, Johns Hopkins University, the Afghan Midwives Association, Aga Khan Health Services, and the Swedish Committee for Afghanistan. Notably, Zahra has been president of the Afghan Midwives Association between 2019 to 2021, where she played a key role in establishing the Afghan Nurses and Midwives, where she played a key role in establishing Afghanistan's first-led maternity care center. Currently, she's serving as a maternal and newborn health technical advisor with JPIGO in Maryland, where she's leading the development of research protocols, technical guidance, and evidence-based tools, collaborating with global partners. She's also completing her Master of Public Health and Health Promotion at Brunel University in London. Zahra's professional journey reflects a deep commitment to equity, respectful maternity care, and empowering midwives as agents of change. So Erin and Zahra, over to you, and we look forward to hearing about Afghan midwifery education.
Thank you so much, Isabella. Thank you for that kind introduction and for getting us started. I'm wondering if, I think maybe part of the slides are not visible, at least on my end. Is it sharing on the full screen? Yeah, there we go. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm very honored and excited to be here today to present our presentation, A Lifeline for Learning, Advancing Afghan Midwifery Through Online Education, alongside my amazing colleague and friend, Zahra. And thank you all for joining the session. We hope it's interesting. Now let's see if I'm able to move the slides. Okay, Isabella, I might need your assistance next. Okay.
No worries, just say next slide, please, and I'll move it for you.
Thank you. So as Isabella beautifully described the importance of this theme for this year's Virtual International Day of the Midwife, this theme is extremely relevant to to our work with midwifery students in Afghanistan. And we'll get into some of the context here in a second, but we are aiming to help keep Afghan midwifery students connected to their education, to their goals for the future, to their chosen profession, and to each other through our efforts at online education. And we also believe that through this, we are helping to unite Afghan midwives and health professionals in the diaspora through teaching, mentorship, and solidarity through their combined efforts. And we believe this will strengthen connections for individuals and in the midwifery profession in this time of truly a crisis in midwifery in Afghanistan. Next slide. So to get into that crisis a little bit, this is a very depressing slide. In the top left corner, we have some stats on the maternal mortality ratio, which is 620 maternal deaths per 100,000 live births, according to the WHO, and this was from 2020. However, and this is already one of the highest ratios in the world. And in fact, I believe it's the highest outside of sub-Saharan Africa. However, it's projected to get much worse, and this is due to a number of interrelated crises in funding and education. So in December, if we move down to the lower left quadrant, in December 2024, the Taliban announced a ban on women attending nursing school and midwifery school. And in particular, since midwifery is an all-female profession in Afghanistan, this means that there's absolutely no pipeline for future midwives in the country, which is really devastating. If we move up to the top right, so this is just a news clip from UNFPA, which is describing the impact of US funding cuts. And actually, according to the WHO, the funding cuts from the US alone have already led to the closure of over 400 health facilities in Afghanistan, many of these in rural and remote locations, which are the only health facilities available for women and children. So of course, this is going to impact maternal health and newborn health. And that is only projected to get worse, with the WHO projecting that approximately 80% of their health facilities will be closed by next month, just 1 month from now. And all of this combined is going to, of course, it is already and going to constitute an immense catastrophe for maternal health in Afghanistan. Next slide. Over to you, Zahra.
Thank you, my dear colleagues and friend, Erin. So I am very happy to be here and had an opportunity to talk about midwifery in Afghanistan after having a few years of being away from midwifery issue in Afghanistan after my immigration that compelled me to leave my country due to the government changes and insecurity. I had the honor to be president of Afghan Midwife Association for a while, and working of 18 years of in midwifery in Afghanistan. We feel that very well. Midwifery is a very well accepted profession in Afghanistan, even though in the beginning of first time Taliban fall in 2002, when the international attention comes back to the Afghanistan, seeing how high maternal mortality rate is, they found out mostly it's because of the main or major factor leading to these terrible figures of maternal mortality rate, which was the highest in the world, was lack of midwives. We had only 467 midwives in country. So the investment started by international supporter, an NGO. So for example, one of the very innovative approach was community midwifery education, which started different midwifery schools around the different provinces of Afghanistan under Institute of Health Science. Until 2020, in result of this accelerated midwifery program, together with Institute of Health Science, which was all very standard and accredited program under Ministry of Health. More than 8,000 midwives graduated from this program, which accepted as a registered and standard program. They have essential and necessary competency described by International Confederation of Midwives and also Accreditation Board of Midwifery and Education, Midwifery and Nursing Education Board in Afghanistan. These all works together in result of coming a huge number of well-educated midwifery workforce into system. Significantly, maternal and mortality rate decreased during that time in Afghanistan. So the figures gradually changed from 60, 100 into the figures that just my friend presented to around 620. However, midwifery services in Afghanistan expand from urban services to the rural services. So mostly community midwifery program train midwives for the rural area where it was hard to reach, and usually people were struggling with access to health facility or skilled birth attendants. So this competent midwife served in the remote area, helping women on that situation where they don't have access to a higher level of facility. However, in 2005, a very strong professional association were established, which was Afghan Midwife Association, and immediately after a few months, the association became a member of ICM, and we can say the study also and the result of different research indicated that midwifery was not only as a profession which served to save human being life and woman life and newborn life, but also it was as a female dominant profession, it was an woman empowerment intervention in Afghanistan, which leads to the woman deployment, woman education, and woman right and woman access to the services. Next slide, please. And as you know that after a while, so the situation changed again, and with changes in the regime and the government of Afghanistan. In 2021, again, women banned from access to education and health, especially health education, midwifery, and nursing. So Kabul Ottawa Global Education Center, or OGEC, which is a registered nonprofit organization in Canada, established in 2024 by a group of Canadian health professions, aims to provide online education services to the women and girl who, due to restriction like Afghanistan example, are banned from access to education. So they are trying to replace this innovative approach of online education and many other approach to just increase women and girl access to education and other educational opportunity in restricted area like Afghanistan example. Next slide, please. So about Kabul Online Medical University in Exile, or KOMU-E. It's online university led by a group of health profession diaspora, Afghan diaspora in different countries. The university, because we use the same curriculum which has been implemented in Kabul Medical Universities, so in Dari and Pashto, in Dari and Farsi language. So they are trying to use the same structure. Like, for example, we have curative medicine, dentistry, public health, midwifery, nursing, and allied health schools. Under this online medical university, lots of students already registered, and the professor voluntarily started educating them. The commitment of this online education university is to support Afghan women who lost their access to education. And the program the program tried to be exactly the same way that we implemented curriculum in in-person education, even though we have to bring some modification to the mode of education. So we try to focus on the students who already were enrolled to the Kabul Medical University, and then they lost their education access. So we try to enroll them from the point they stopped their education and bring back them to education. Next slide, please. So the reason why we start working on an online education, to be honest, is pretty much clear that the only option that was feasible and at this point of the time was online education, because women are not allowed to leave the house, women are not allowed to get education, women are not allowed to even move from one place to other place without having a man accompany. So while they are stuck at house, so the only things can give them a little bit of relief and access to the world outside the house is internet. So online education was looking something feasible for them. At the same time, they were given the opportunity to continue their learning process from the exact point when they lost the access. So the program are led by Afghan diaspora. Mostly they are the former Kabul Medical University professor who already had lots of many years of experience in teaching this health program in Afghanistan, but due to security or changes of the government or whatever, they had to leave the country, and they are living in a different part of the world, but they get connected with this program and they continue to work with Kabul Medical University online and in Exile. So the other point is this program, how innovative and acceptable was by like huge amount of interest of a student who registered and come to us to continue their education. It serves as a life-saving for most of the women and girls who were struggling with the very deep depression because of being banned of having access to their very basic right of education or even freedom to get outside of the house. And beside that, we know how critical midwifery profession was for Afghanistan in result of training more midwives We had, during the last 2 decades, some achievement of decreasing maternal mortality ratio and newborn mortality ratio, but then we were facing again with the same situation of health facility shutdown, maternal mortality are increasing. So beside that, we are trying to train more midwives, which is a life-saving act for Afghanistan in this survival situation. But also we were trying to help the girl and woman who are struggling with mental health situation at the time where they are banned from having access to their very basic right. Next slide, please. Over to you, Erin.
Thank you, Zahra. So just in brief, this is kind of an outline of the midwifery program as it is currently in its initial iteration. So we just began our first semester actually a couple of weeks ago on April 15th. And we have had great interest, as Zahra mentioned, in this program with over 300 students who have expressed interest. And we are at this point trying to make sure that these are students who were previously enrolled in a midwifery education program. As mentioned, our curriculum is based on curriculum that was designed in alignment with the ICM essential competencies for midwifery practice. Our initial semester right now is focused exclusively on theory-based courses, which can be taught entirely online. So we know that most of midwifery education is hands-on, clinical experience, skills building, all of those things. And that is going to take some additional planning, some additional strategies, which we're working on. So at this point, we are focusing on the theory-based online courses to get our students started. We also are excited that we have a way to try to support midwifery education, midwifery educators by having a sort of a mentorship program where we pair an experienced midwifery educator with a novice educator to both co-teach a class, and that way the experienced educator gets a little bit of assistance and the newer teacher can build her skills as well in teaching, because that is critical to sustainability for midwifery education. In the future, of course, we are going to be looking at how can we incorporate more blended learning strategies, more simulation, and of course, critically, how are we going to get clinical experiences for our students? Next slide, please. And Zahra mentioned the psychosocial aspect of this, of the ban on women from attending, well, being banned from all their educational opportunities, essentially, but specifically with midwifery students, we know that education is not only a professional pursuit, it's also a source of hope, it's a source of identity and connection to their peers and to their profession. So it's not surprising that when students are banned from this, they experience very severe mental health impacts. And this is just one study of many that have shown the impact on Afghan women of these education bans. So what we are doing, we are trying to incorporate modules into our courses, modules on stress management, peer support, resilience, etc., as well as having options for psychosocial support services for the students, which is all entirely voluntary, but we are aiming to offer both group support and individual support. We want to address that need. Next slide. Okay, so our impact, well, how can we really, know what our impact is, being brand new? But we do think that this effort will help safeguard a critical health workforce and, ensuring the continuation of midwifery education to try to maintain all of the progress that was made in maternal and newborn health in Afghanistan over the past couple of decades. We want to reinforce women's leadership in healthcare and make that a normal aspect of healthcare in Afghanistan. We are proud that we had a very rapid response to this crisis. As I mentioned, the ban for women attending midwifery institutes was announced in early December of 2024, and within just a couple of months, we have gotten this program together, enrolling over 300 students and launching 12 courses so far. We are supporting student well-being, and we believe that this could potentially be a model for midwifery education in other contexts where there are severe restrictions or other crisis-affected contexts. Okay, and next slide, please. Some of the challenges and opportunities that we are facing. First thing that comes to mind, of course, is security. Security for the students, for educators, for everybody involved. And there are a number of organizations who are providing online education for women and girls in Afghanistan, many of them through online platforms, some of them even in person, in secret. So we consult with these other groups to share best practices and to learn how we can, how we can all keep our participants safe. One thing that we need is we need an upgraded learning management system. We need something that is secure and will meet our needs. A challenge with clinical education, of course, is identifying feasible clinical sites and partners who are supportive of our mission. There are opportunities there. We have opportunities to partner with midwife-led maternity care centers, family health homes, and some private institutions in the country. Maintaining quality is something we are looking at, can be challenging and also an opportunity for professional development. So for example, by sharing best practices for online education and offering ongoing professional development, which many of our educators have been trained in. Of course, we want to be able to recruit and retain effective midwifery educators, and also as pertains to the ICM essential competencies, we know that there was an update last year to the essential competencies, so we do need a curriculum review to ensure that that is reflected. In the long term, there are challenges around accreditation and ensuring that that degrees are recognized and usable and really getting integrated into the Afghan healthcare system. And of course, there's always a risk of future restrictions, of future bans, of future policies that will make this work harder. Next slide, please. And over to you.
Thank you. Yes, so as Erin mentioned, for me personally, first time when I saw the advertisement that this medical university, online university started, as a person who already had years of experience of being midwifery educator, it was quite interesting for me. I joined the program voluntarily to serve as one of the educator. And the first time comes in my attention was, oh my God, how we are struggling with managing our communication, our distributing our education staff, and how to have all of these things like a real classroom, but online, we need a paid platform. So considering my experience of working with Johns Hopkins and my experience of my own MPH program. So I was like, there is many good platform that we are using currently in different university, and it causes we don't feel any difference that either we are learning online or in person. We easily have access to our classmate and professor and any other resource for education, including digital library and journals. But what happened was when I talk with the head of university, it seems like there is the issue of resource. Yes, for LMS subscription or having access to the platform like Canvas, we need more money. And of course, any kind of support are welcomed for that. and many different e-learning digital tools that will help our experience especially in terms of skills. So what kind of support we need for university beside that is technical support, like some hands-on skills teaching that help with simulation, because it's a model of online, but we know how skills and competency and skills are important for midwifery profession. So we are looking for different resource can help us to strengthen that part, even though we are already working on that part ourselves, but trying to have access to more resource. We need to align our curriculum with online education as it was already developed for in-person education only. Of course, accreditation will be a long process, and we need to do a lots of fundraising and management work. Next slide, please. Yes, students are facing with a huge problem of like it's costly in Afghanistan for students to have access to good quality internet, so they will not drop down during the classroom, and then they can really have a strong participation in during the whole classroom. Beside that, any device which help with like mobile phone, tablet, or computer, helping them to have a bigger screen and can have a better internet subsidies or internet stronger and internet bundle, help them to easily have access to classroom. Volunteer mental health profession who are willing to support our students are welcome to join us and help us to give psychosocial support to our students. We are happy we are receiving some help, some support already, but it's not enough. As our students are increasing, we need more support. Faculty are currently working with us voluntarily. They spend their time, but you know that for the sustainability and quality, we need more support money in terms of funding, so we can support faculty with a little bit of stipends, so they can work more and spend more time with us. Also, training on the best practice of online program will help us to improve our experience and expertise in this program, as we are very new in this area. And ongoing professional development for the new teacher who have less experience. Thank you. Next slide. And it's the end of slide.
Thank you so much, Erin and Zahra. That was really, really insightful and really powerful message about how digital learning can really bring a transformative change, but also help midwives in these stressful times to sort of like stay in tune with midwifery and just to study. It's interesting. For me, I just wanted to find out a bit more about the demographic of students that you have. So what is this cohort like, and where are they located in Afghanistan? Are they in more remote places, or they are in the cities? If you can shed a bit of light about your students. Thank you.
Erin, would you like to reply?
Yes, so at this point, I would say I was just trying to pull up the exact numbers, but the majority of our students are located in either Kabul or in urban areas, but we actually do have students representing all of the regions of the country. So up north, south, east, west, and central regions. they're all represented. And these are
Thank you.
students who were already participating in a midwifery education program. Either some had just started their first year, and then the ban happened. Some of them actually had graduated from a 2-year diploma program and want to continue on for more advanced education. So in terms of that, it's also diverse.
Thank you so much for that elaboration. Linda wants to know about the security situation. I think that is of utmost concern. She wants to find out, is the Taliban aware of this training, or is it something that is really kept secret?
Well, I guess I would say we don't know if they're aware of this. They very well could be. But first of all, we endeavor to keep the identities of everyone involved a secret. And we also know that based on our conversations with our local partners and with other organizations that are providing online education, it's something that they have tended to turn a blind eye toward. And it's interesting to note that, and I'm not an expert on the Taliban's as an organization or their politics, but it is interesting to note that there are a lot of internal conflicts among the group in terms of the policy on women's education. So some are more supportive and are tending to sort of, if they don't know about it or if they can sort of claim ignorance, then they do that because some of them actually do support women's education.
And Zahra, you have once been part of the Midwifery Association in Afghanistan. So what sort of support is the Midwifery Association giving to this program? And are they still functional given the current security situation?
Yes, I can say because after any president, when we finish our presidency period, automatically we become a member of advisory board. So still I'm in contact with the Midwifery Association as an advisory board member. And as much as I know from that perspective, still AMA are active, Afghan Midwife Association. They had their own project to implement, to support midwifery services and quality of midwifery services in Afghanistan, and also to bring some professional development to midwives. But I can tell you that it's not easy for them. They are really struggling, and they are doing this under a huge stress, under a situation. Sometimes they don't know what to do or how to choose between their own security and the willing to be alive and the responsibility they have on their shoulder. So I can say it's like a battle of every day for them to continue their work, but I am glad to say they are alive, they are there, and they are working, and they are trying many different approach to make it work with the current regime. So they can still be there for midwives and for Afghan mother and woman.
Thank you, Zahra. And I just want to echo the voices of people in the chat: Elsie, Miranda, Rona, Sophia, Cindy, Red, Emily, and all of us just want to say that thank you so much for being courageous, for taking a bold step, and for helping these student midwives in such a critical time. The work that you do is so phenomenal, is so important, and we just want to wish you the best. Our hearts are with you, and we hope that this program is a huge success. So thank you everyone for making time to join us today. A big thank you to our presenters. This was really insightful.